Okay. So now we'll discuss about workflow and process builder. So what is the difference between workflow and process builder?
Workflow and process builder both are automation tool. In workflow rule, there are 4 types of action we can do, like create, update record, um, email alert, outbound message, and update record. Whereas in process builder, we cannot send outbound messages, but we can do we can update record, create record, and we can call flows, apex, and uh, only outbound message we can do, and we can also do master detail. What was that? And in workflow rules, there are 3 criteria, 3 steps which we do, like rule criteria and um, uh, what was that?
So Srini, you want to try? What is the difference between workflow and process builder?
Yeah, workflow has it has the 4 things, like you can change field settings, field values, create new records, send email alerts, outbound messages. But the one thing is, you have only one step in the process. It can have only one step in it, in a workflow.
Okay.
One process step and one action.
You can create as many actions. There is no like
Each time you would have to create separate actions, though.
Yeah, in the same condition, you can create multiple actions. So in the workflow, you can create a task, you can send an email, you can do the field update, you can perform the outbound message. In the process builder, what you can do? You can create
in process builder, you can do outbound message. Okay. But it's a graphical user interface where you can specify what you're going to do, whether you're going to create or you're going to update the records.
What else we have? We can call Apex classes. Or we can call Apex classes.
Apex classes. You can call flows. You can call another process.
You can post starter. You can create quick actions. Right? You can submit record automatically for approval process.
Submit approval.
Correct. And you can some new options also there, like a quick bunch customer notifications. So there are more actions compared to workflow. We can perform more actions in the process builder.
Except outbound messages, but even that can be probably circumvented through the use of an Apex class that implements the outbound message.
Correct. Okay. So how we can call Apex class in the process builder? Apex class in the process builder. Bhagat, what we have to do? If you want to call Apex class in the process builder, what we have to do?
Actually, Apex class is like a programming language similar to Java, but limits to Salesforce. Like
how we can call class in the process builder?
By using annotation.
Which annotation?
Invocable method.
Invocable methods. Okay. If you specify invocable method in Apex class, that methods you can call in the process builder. If you want to call any Apex class in the process builder, this method should be. Can we create multiple invocable methods in a single class? Can we create a multiple invocable methods in a single class?
No, class? Only once it can be used.
Only one method you can create other invocable. You cannot create more than invocable methods in a single Apex class. So in the workflow, I have field update options there. Okay, in the field update, you can see one option called re-evaluate. workflow rules. What is the use of this checkbox? Where you can see this option? In the field update only you can see
Only
this
the
action.
field update.
Field update.
What is the use of this checkbox? Sonu, what is the use of this checkbox?
So if one field depends upon calls the other field update in a workflow rule by enabling this option, enabling this checkbox, this can be bypassed.
And this can be performed only in the master detail when the child to parent relationship. This will be applicable like if you're calling two workflows.
No. So this field update you can do anything. If you want to just that is a if parent update is different thing. So here my question is, what is use of this checkbox? You can update same record also. Okay.
When a record is updated, when a field is updated, if this is checked, then it's going to call other workflows where this field is being referenced, and it will trigger those flows too, workflows too.
Okay. For example, I have one workflow, first workflow. What's the workflow name? Fee equal 10,000. I want to update fee paid equal to true. This is my
If
workflow.
the first workflow rule is true and it automatically triggers the second workflow.
That is the purpose of re-evaluate workflow.
Yeah.
That is I'm asking from last 2-3 minutes and hours. Okay, if fee paid equal to true, you can do the sending email alert. Yeah. So in this case, what will happen is, for example, you are giving fee equal 10,000. What will happen? Using workflow 1, you can update the fee paid equal to true. So this is true. If you want to find second workflow, that checkbox should be true. If you checkbox equal to false, can you send email?
No.
That is the purpose of this checkbox. After field change, this field anywhere you are using in other workflows, it will fire if you enable this checkbox. If you are not enabling, it won't fire. Okay. What is try trigger? What is time-based workflow? What is time-based workflow?
Time-based workflow is then time-based actions, which is use it to send an alert or notification or a task, anything on the precise, on the precise date or time which we have.
Correct. Okay. So for example, I have created one time-based workflow. I have created one time-based workflow. Okay. So what happened is, so because it is matching criteria, so records are in the queue. 5 records in the queue. It will 5 maybe next Monday after 2 days. After 1 day, what it may. But I have deactivated the workflow. What will happen? Those actions will fire or not fire? If I deactivate the workflow. So I have, because of that workflow, some records in the queue. 5 records are in the queue. Okay. But I deactivated workflow. What will happen?
It will still fire.
Still fire? Because already those are in the queue. Alright, it will fire. Okay. For example, if I change workflow rule criteria, now previously it is matching. After changing, it will not fire.
It will not fire for edited one.
Correct. If you edit record, if you change the criteria, that time you are not matching the criteria, it won't fire. That is the difference between time. Okay. So, what is the difference between how many reports we have? How many reports? No, what is report type? First of all, tell me. What is report type? Vinay, what is report type?
Report type is the type of record. For which object we need the record.
Actually, report type by using report types you can create reports.
Okay.
There are 4 type of reports.
That is different. Why we have to create report type? We have standard report types. How you can get custom report type? You can go for custom report type in create, right? So what is that what is the report type purpose? Why we have to create? What it contains?
Basically, it contains the fields that need to be displayed.
Correct. So which fields you want to use in our report? Which fields you want to use in a report? That we can choose in the report type. Understand? We cannot show all the fields to the reports. Is there any security supply? We can hide the fields in the report type. Okay. Now tell me how many reports we have? How many types of reports we have?
Table, tabular, summary, matrix, joined.
Okay. So difference between these four?
Tabular is just, it's basically like an Excel spreadsheet, which has a bunch of columns, and the records are specified on a row by row basis, like in an Excel spreadsheet. Summary is like a group by on the data. And matrix is it's both columns, it's both rows. It's a group by based on rows and on columns.
Okay.
And joined is where when you have multiple objects, where you want to display the records of multiple objects, say, then you would use.
Done. Okay. What is dashboard?
Dashboard is a visual representation of the data of the data contained in the underlying report.
Yeah, this is a pictorial representation. So which reports we can use in dashboard? Which type of reports? We can use all the reports or any specific reports we can use in dashboard. Can we use a tabular report in dashboard? Can we use tabular?
We only use summary and matrix in dashboards, not tabular.
Correct. We can use only summary and matrix in a dashboard. Okay. So how many records we can display in the report? How many records we can display in the report?
2000 records.
Okay. If you want to more than 2000 records, how we can see?
We can export the data.
Okay. How many records we can see once we export?
2000.
I think 10,000, right? We can see 10,000 records after export. Okay. So in the dashboard, we have one option called running user and login user. What is the difference between running user and login user? What is the difference between these two options in the dashboard? Anyone want to try? What is the meaning of running user and login user?
In running user, everyone can see the same data, but in login user, only the like login user can see their data.
Correct. So running user means specific user. You can choose one person is like a user. Everyone can see one person that whatever is seeing, same thing. Login user means, for example, if you log in by Kalyani, she can see one data. If you log in by other person, they can see other data, their data one. They cannot see others' data. Okay. That's all, guys. I'll prepare some more interview questions. Maybe that we can plan after 10, 15, maybe after a few days. Then we can take mock interviews again once development is completed. So tomorrow onwards we'll start the development again. Okay. So thanks, guys. Thanks for your time. I think you already given best answers. I guess you prepared very well.
Can you share this notes or questions?
Sure. I'll share this video.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.